Hi everybody, I am Parna again with you all with a new topic. Do you know about a quick comparison of osteoblast versus osteoclast versus osteocyte? Osteoblast, osteocytes and osteoclasts are all type of cells closely associated with bones. Here's more about these cells, what function they perform and how they differ from each other. Did you know the prefix osteo comes from the Greek word for bone? It is used in many bone related words apart from the subject of this write-up. For instance, osteoporosis and osteosarcoma are both conditions related to the bone. Our bones are usually considered like more than lifeless pillars on which to base our more important system. However, contrary to popular misconception, bones are as alive as the muscles and organs that cling on to them for support and are buzzing hives of living cells. Osteoblasts, osteocytes and osteoclasts are related types of cell found in bones. Named after the Greek word for bone, these cells perform specific functions within the bone. Here is a summary of the roles they perform. Osteoblasts, osteocytes and osteoclasts. Osteocytes are cells that for the bones themselves. Osteoblasts are responsible for the formation of new osteocytes, whereas osteoclasts are responsible for the resorption of old bone matter. Thus, between them the three types of bone cells regulate the formation, substance and decay of bone. It is constant flow process and is carried out of an individual entire lifetime. A disorder related to either one of the three is distrust of bone health, since all three, even the osteoclast, are vital. These three are part of an osteon, which is a functioning until of compact bone matter. Bones have two types of tissue, the hard, strong exterior and the spongy interior mirror. Osteocytes, osteoblasts and osteoclasts are found on the outer side of the bones. Osteoblasts are formed from stem cells known as mesenchymal cells. These stem cells can also form cartilage tissue as well as numerous other types of tissue. Osteoblasts are one of the end products of mesenchymal stem cells. These release choline on some bones forming proteins. This is a part of the bone matrix known as organic matters. Matrix, calcium and phosphorus compounds such as hydroxyapatite are then added to these organic matter to form a firm but flexible bone matrix. An osteoblast that becomes covered into own matrix secretion is called an osteocyte. Osteocytes are formed from obesities blast and become part of the bone, and as discussed above, become osteocytes when they mature. They send out long tendrils as seen in the figure, which connects numerous osteocytes to each other. They produce bone matrix including collagen and calcium but phosphorus compounds that eventually cover them. The space occupied by each osteocytes and its matrix is known as the lacuna. Osteocytes maintain bone mass and are also speculated to act as a command center of the bone when experience stress, using their connection with other osteocytes. The osteocyte directs osteoclast to the site of the damage, hastening healing. Autoclast. While osteoblast and osteocytes have the same source and are in fact different stages of the same cells, osteoclasts are derived from cells in the bone marrow. Osteoclasts perform the job of breaking down the composition material in bones with the help of an acid and collagenous proteins. The calcium is the bone acts on the by osteoclast is then sent into bloodstream. Osteoclast production is regulated mainly by the thyroid gland. They are produced when more blood calcium is needed and suppressed when there is no deficiency of calcium in the body. They are also vital in repairing mechanical breaks, fractures to the bone. These cells for the cycle of bone remolding as illustrated in the diagram below. The function of all three these cells is circulatory to the healthy bones. One may think osteoclasts are actually harmful for body, but bones aren't the only sites in the body where calcium is needed